line. Check the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
All right, hello again, everyone, and welcome back here to PTM Racing TV. We're now live here tonight under the lights in the bright skies of Nashville Superspeedway. Tonight, we will see the resurgence and the return of BackFire Sim Racing onto our show and onto the track as we get ready for the action here tonight. Hi again, everyone. I am Christian the Crusader Shriver, and joining me here tonight, my good friend, my good colleague. Of course, I'm talking about Sparkalicious Dustin Sonaker. And Sparky, man, it's going to be a wild, wild night tonight here for these drivers, and a lot at stake, obviously. What do you see here on the track that you think is going to be really the main advantage for some of them?
Well, this is quite interesting how this sets up. This looks like this is an all-star race. So in this case here, right now they're currently getting qualifying done, and then after qualifying, we're going to have ourselves some heat races here at Nashville Superspeedway, at least 2 heats that we know of, and that'll definitely set up the field for the main event later on tonight. So definitely interesting to get a good starting spot early. Definitely good to get finish well in the heat races, so you could even start up front in the main event as well.
Certainly indeed here, and right now currently our top 5 drivers seem to be the front runners here. As Aaron Brown has the qualifying spot right now, as the rest of the field trying to finish that out. Looks like we will have Kyle Gardner, the second place position, third being DJ Daniel in the 23, and then the 48, Brockton Packard, and then a driver we know all too well there, and Brock Whitehead, the 31, going to be the other top runner. We'll see if the Whitehead boys can transfer their power over as it usually does from the Fast and Fun group on to the circuits here with BackFire Sim Racing, because with BackFire, one thing I can tell you I remember all too well, these guys will challenge you to your core and they'll give you a fight for sure, and this should be a good one here as we prepare up for heat number 1 now onto the staging lineup here. And looks like it's going to be a hot one here out of the gate here. Sparky, let's go ahead and talk about this one here. Let's go on the first rows. Aaron Brown in the 95 will line him off. Kyle Gardner in the 49 will be your second place guy.
And the next row number 2 will be DJ Daniel in the 23 and Brockton Packard in number 48.
Row number 2 is going to be, 3 is going to be Brock Whitehead, and the 31 is outside Chris Hubka in the number 5.
And our next row is going to be Patrick McQuaid in the number 77 and Jeffrey Vickery in number 96.
Row number 5 is Nicholas Shriver in the 41, no relation to me, and Alexander Kerfin in the 99.
Row number 6, we got Christopher Lawrence in car number 9 and Noah Owens in car number 88.
Row number 7, we're going to see it being Gene Kakko in the number 2, and then last Ron Gardner in the 39. Final starter there, Sparky.
Our final starter in the back here today is going to be Mike Sobanowski in
right.
car number 34.
Very good. Excellent. Looks like we're ready to go now here onto the show. We've got ourselves a hot one here, race fans. And I think it looks like the heats are going to be pretty much just everybody get on the track, get to racing, and see who can outlast the other for the main event. 30 laps here in this first one, and then it'll be 100 laps out here. So think of it just like a little SRX racing out here, guys. Just think about that for a second.
Absolutely, as they start to file out here, pace car leading them off pit road to go get out here, get a little parade lap going on out here. Nice to see this track lit up at night here at Nashville Superspeedway. Looks pretty snazzy out here.
That's pretty clean, nice little clean furbished here. I love the look of it, love the feel of it here tonight. Obviously, it's a beautiful facility, beautiful track layout and all that, so you're going to expect quite a bit of hard racing, hard encounters here from drivers as we progress through. But one thing I will say for the Cup Series wise, it's not exactly a track you can just muscle your way on like some of the other mile-and-a-half tracks. This is kind of the best way I can explain this track. It's very similar, if you will, to the likes of Darlington when it comes to how tricky and how tough it can be. The good side, though, is you got multiple angles and multiple lines you can run off, but most will try to hit the bottom and try to keep that line in. But on fresh sets of tires, be warned of turn 2, and especially turn 4, but mainly turn 2, I think is where most of these guys are going to get tripped up at.
We're going to get right underway with the action as the green flag is coming on out here, and we are underway here at Nashville.
Heat number 1 onto the books. We're ready to go racing. It's time to kick things up a notch. Here we go down the front straightaway as we charge them off. In turn 1 out of the gate here, the 49 gets a solid boost up on the outside. Kyle Gardner already trying to make a move or two right away there. DJ Daniel, the 23, defending him off, though, as Brock Whitehead goes straight for the bottom.
Here we come down into turn number 3. Still Aaron Brown still holding serve, with DJ Daniel now going to move up into second. Almost a 3-wide salute there for just a moment, but not quite. They get it back in line.
They got it back in line real quick here. Christopher Lawrence and the number 9 already having to fight off his fellow friend, and Chris Hubka. Hubka right now looking to make the move on the corner ends, looking to make something happen on the middle side. He looks like he's driving a little throwback to the Terry Labonte days and that Kellogg's Frosted Flakes number 5. I'm loving the look of this one.
I like that too. That is a very unique looking paint scheme. I was looking at that earlier. Was thinking the same thing as the 77 tried to take a peek there on the inside, but couldn't quite make the pass there and fall back in line.
Certainly did indeed here, as right now Brock Whitehead in the 40 and the 31 having to deal with a company with Brockton Packard in the 48. And the 48 going straight to that bottom lane I told you about earlier on, being the equalizer. It's where you get most of your speeds at, where you get most of your runoff, but it also can be a bit of a tough air angle to hit out, because if you flat track it on that area, you know, it'll just drive you right up under the wall protection outside there, and it will give you a lot of headaches more than you realize.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, it's basically almost a timing thing with these cars, especially with the more horsepower in these cars. You got to be careful going in, and you got to really be careful going off if you don't want to smack that wall.
And we were just on board as well with the number 41 of Nick Shriver, and again, no relation to me here, Christian the Crusader Shriver in the booth. I know him from other areas. I've heard his name and I've seen him around, but this is the first time I've ever actually seen him out on track. So I'll see if he can hold up the Shriver clan name. But right now he's doing a pretty good job out there holding up in the 8th place spot.
Oh, yes, he is. And it's kind of ironic. Normally you have that number 14, and he's driving number 41, opposite of your number. But yeah, again, no relation. But right now, just holding serve right here, just trying to feel things out. I think that's what these guys are going to use this heat race as too. Kind of like a test session for the main. What's their car going to do later on in the run with this 30-lap run right here?
No relation, and also no way I'm not going to have to flip off Durston Sonecker, like same way Matt Mills apparently has slipped off in the Xfinity race a little earlier on. But I guess I'd have to tell him he's my #1 fan as well, just a little bit, right, guys?
As long as the water bottle don't get burnt, we'll be all right.
Well, not like NASCAR won't show that around here, of all things, but back to the action right now in reality. Chris Hubka right now, the number 5, trying to get up there with Nick Shriver as Shriver continues to fend him off. This is where things get a little bit tricky here, because now you got that one-line draft in zone for the draft to pack off of. But here's the thing, remember, the tires do take quite a beating out here when they're getting more into the run than more into the corners, because the thing is, tires out here get shredded easily the way the surface is, the way the track is, and laid out. It's a little bit of a slick track, so you have to be a little smoother in the corners, back your corner up a little bit. But I mean, for a mile and about 1.3 miles in length, right?
That's right. Yeah, 1.3 miles.
1.3 miles. That's a super speedway.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a thing there where they call it a super speedway, even though technically under super speedway rules it's not. But I guess whatever fix your flavor on that.
Well, while we put the quotations on that, let's put the quotation here on Alexander Kerpen, because right now this 99 machine, talk about hammering the throttle and putting a pedal straight through to the metal. He's already on the charge, on the run. He puts the fight up to the 77 of Patrick McQuaid. McQuaid trying to defend him on the outside, but the run on the bottom is just too strong.
Yeah, it looks like McQuaid's car is starting to fade away just a little bit. It looks like he's having a hard time getting into the corner a little bit as the 99 does make the pass on him here.
He does indeed here, as right now currently up front as well. Got about a distance or two off the corners here. We're going to take a look at our lap times here, Sparky. And right now what I'm seeing is with Aaron Brown and DJ Daniel is that it's kind of a back and forth affair for a couple laps, whereas now it's starting to look more and more like Brown is the one that is going to hold further and hold true to his promise on trying to knock down DJ, because DJ is slowing up a slight bit here as he gets to start to run off here.
Yeah, it looks like these tires are starting to wear too. They were running roughly about just 29.3s, 29.4s a little bit ago. Now they're almost approaching the 30-second mark. So now this is where the tires come into effect, and see how these drivers handle it now. Now the tires got some wear on them.
Last time there for Aaron Brown, he had a 29.89. Second fastest to him was literally back in the 4th place spot, that being Brockton Packard with a 29.97. And the other one, really, other than him, was Nick Shriver. Again, no relation, that's 29.96. Yep, again, second and third. One thing I'm kind of noticing here, a little bit of a shocker. Kyle Gardner, he's already in the 30.2s, but same with DJ Daniel. Both drivers are losing a lot of momentum through these corners. They might have burned up a little bit more than I think they realized, and that's not a good sign.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, this track does chew up tires. Even when I ran here with an ARCA car a while back during an official race, it chewed up tires on it. So I can only imagine with more horsepower and, you know, the bigger cars that these are, that, yeah, they are, you know, really putting some wear on these tires really quickly here.
Gardner trying to get the orange blast up to the number 23 with the Cancer Sucks DJ Daniels Camaro. I will agree, Cancer does suck, but man, he's really trying to make awareness on fighting that out here. I'll give him credit, that is some good stuff. But unfortunately for him, Gardner doesn't seem to be reading the back of that too well, because he says, I'm just going to hit you with a little orange blast and blast my way up to the front. Here he comes down into the corners of turn 3 and 4. He's got to run here, Sparky.
He does got to run here. We'll see if he can try to make the move here.
I think he'll have a good run come on that first straightaway as they come down to the trial.
And then they come down the dry oval, completing lap number 14. We're almost halfway through this already. Man, these guys are just flying around here. As that battle continues, Gartner's still trying to put it underneath there, and he will make the pass coming off the turn 2.
You know, I wonder if it's just because you're with me right now that's making a fly, or it's just the hard action these guys are putting on the track right now. Either way, this is just incredible to say that Nashville Superspeedway is one of those tracks that can put up a show and put on a pretty good fight, I would say. We've only seen it one other time, and again, that was literally with another driver that was a part of it, Brock Whitehead in that 31, was when the Fast and Fun Champion Power Equipment Cup Series came to town, and that ended up being one of our craziest results we've seen in a long, long time, where it took a bump and a run to win it by about a half a car length. And, you know, some found that a little bit controversial. I personally thought that was literally racing all day, every day. I don't know what you might think about that if you were watching that at all, Sparky.
Yeah, that was pretty wild racing indeed there, and definitely a good show put on by all those drivers over there. And right now we got a show going here for second spot, because now Mr. Whitehead, speak of him, he has now caught Kyle Gartner and now is working on him for second.
Going to our chopper cam right now, you can just get a good overhead view on just what these drivers are doing, and also very close, very attention to that rear end. I want you to see right there as they come off exits, how much do they rotate out? Do they get a little bit straighter, or do they loosen to the right the slightest bit? Again, you do not want to let any of these parts of these cars move or sway at all. You want to try to keep them nice and straight and angle in with the track. And if you're like Kyle Gardner right now, you just want to send it in and make sure that it sticks. Unfortunately, this one didn't stick.
Now it looks like his car's going away now as well, because he drove it down in the corner and that car did not stick and went up the track. And it looks like Brock Packard is now flipping over the third spot there, car number 48.
Take a look at the back of the pack right now. Here we're looking in the midsection here right now. Alexander Kerfon in the 99 having to deal with the 77 of Patrick McQuaid, while Jeffrey Vickery in the 96 has two heavy hitters coming at him, and Nick's driver in the 41 as well as the 5 for Chris Hubka.
And looking back up front, currently at the moment, Aaron Brown is just on cruise control right now. He has gotten out to a big lead.
I think it might be a good time, if anything, as he comes across the front straightaway, to give you an onboard camera just to show you why that is right now. And I want you to pay close attention to how he corners and where he lines the track up. Remember, every track is different in how you can hit your corner and how you can hit your spots up. Most folks are like, wait a minute, it's just a mile and a half oval, it's a mile long oval. How can it be any different? Well, again, the surfaces, the bankings and all that are changed, they're different, they are a lot harder to control. And one big thing I will say is that when you got a little bit less banking that you do here, especially with Nashville Superspeedway, you really got to make sure you're cornering off every spot to keep building speed, and that's exactly what Aaron is doing right now. He's just basically driving it up to the wall on the back straightaways, then getting it died down low, and then just kind of rolling through the turn, and that's why he's got a 3-second lead ahead of Brock and Brockton here.
Yeah, and that also another key factor is all that clean air. He's not racing anybody currently at the moment. He's not behind other cars in that dirty air. He's just out there clean and green, hitting his marks and everything. So he's got everything going for him right now, at least in this heat race so far.
Like environmentalists out in the world right now, they just want to keep it clean, so they make a mean, green, and fighting machines out here.
We've got a battle going on back here. That's DJ Daniel back there in about 8th spot. Jeffrey Vickery in the 96 has now made his presence felt into the top 10. Oh, we got a little wall protection there a little bit.
The Auto Ventures 96 having a little piece of the wall protection. I don't know how much that will slow him down or hurt his run, but it seems to have kind of struck his shoulders just a little bit. We'll see if he can get a little bit more speed off as he tries yet again to take on DJ Daniel in the 23. This is your battle for 8.
Right now he's just digging behind. Looks like that wall didn't affect him all too much. He was able to try to get run on him on the front straightaway. Now see if he'll line him up here on the back straightaway.
In our chats here tonight as well, just to let you guys know, we are watching you, we are here. So Carlos Whitehead saying, what's up PTM, good to have you on board again, bud. Dana Halas saying, let's go Sumanowski. I'm sorry if I said that name completely wrong. Nick Shriver saying, we could be distant cousins. That could be. Charles Whitehead saying, let's go Whiteheads, and then Sparky in the booth. Kenneth Crawford there, my friend. Sparky, you got a little love from your boy down there. And Dennis Whitmer saying, where's Pendle? And Pendle is not in this league, Whitmer.
Oh, thank you for all the love out there. I do appreciate those saying hello to me as well. I appreciate that very much.
He doesn't get a lot of attention. Usually he just gets abused in the booth with me here when I'm around. So that I tried to somebody at least not to say to at least give him a little love out here.
Ain't that? I mean,
You weren't supposed to say that on television, especially when we're live here, Sparky.
oh my goodness, I've got to have a little bit of fun out here. And tell you what, some of these guys are having a little bit of way too much fun out here. Just a little bit ago, while you were going through the comments section there, the 99 car of Alexander Kerfan there, he was dirt tracking it there for a moment and almost lost it, but he was able to save it. And DJ Daniel had an issue there as well, too, the same thing. So it looks like these tires are really starting to wear off now.
I was going to say as well, look like Gene Cato there. Unfortunately, he got a little bit loosey-goosey found the bottom end of that strip there. And remember, that's a flat surface. You don't want to touch that stuff with these cars. That's over. You're driving them over about 180 miles per hour, and the last thing you want to think about is touching anything that involves a flat surface from a bank surface.
Especially since it's two different surfaces. You got concrete and then you got asphalt on the bottom. So yeah, the car doesn't really like two different surfaces for sure.
Mike's in his meeting right now with the driver that we just mentioned. Got a mention a little while ago, finding out here with that looks like the 39 of Ron Gardner. Gardner, really not sure what the heck he's trying to do here. He is literally just all over the place, almost just kind of killing the motor out there, man. He just went right around and then almost took Mike Sabanavansky around. If someone in the chat wants to try to tell me how to pronounce that, please let me know. I am very bad at names, kind of having to figure that out.
Sabanowski? I think that's maybe how that's pronounced.
Close enough. Sabanavansky?
We'll get it figured out here before the end of tonight.
Somebody in the chat, just let us know, please, before we lose our mind. And if also you're new to the chat here and never been to our shows here, and maybe your first time watching BackFire Sim Racing, first off, thank you for tuning in and welcome. And hopefully as well, if you guys could, like, follow us up here on Facebook. And if you're not able to have your friends and family come watch the Facebook end, don't worry, we got you covered. Our YouTube end will show you this in the same clarity and high definition resolution. So do not worry, you will see both ends of the spectrum here, and we'll put links into the script. We'll put links in the Facebook channel here when the time comes, as well as our Twitter and Instagram. So if you need to figure out where to go, we'll put them there. So just like and follow us up on all ends of our platforms, and be sure to subscribe to YouTube to catch all the action when we go.
And we are just about getting close here to the end of this one, at least on the heat race side-wise. We're on lap 29 of 30, and Mr. Aaron Brown looks like he's got this one pretty much under wraps.
2 laps remain. That 95 Serenity Sun has just been all-out warfare and madness. He has just dominated this one from point bank to point B. Impressive stuff here tonight.
Yeah, and if I'm all them other drivers right now, as he's coming by to get the white flag here, I do believe.
Yeah.
I got to wonder about all them other fellas out there. They've got to figure something out if they're going to have anything to do with this 95 car.
They certainly do indeed here. And right now, I got to believe the strategies are going to be put into play and put into perspective, because right now there is a man on top that wants to keep that. But for about a 70 lap more ordeal, will he be able to do it in the A main? We'll find out as he comes across the finish line at Nashville.
And that's got to feel good to start out that quick early on. I mean, he had a 3-second lead there for Mr. Aaron Brown. That's got to feel good to him right now, going into the main, having that such a dominant car right now.
Yes, indeed. Here's Sparky, and right now, field coming across the stripes, getting everybody finished out here for the BackFire Sim Racing League All-Stars event here at Nashville Superspeedway. I mean, this is going to boil down to one thing, in my opinion. Who has the better run? Who has the most momentum? And really the most control when all is said and done. That will be the big thing they'll have to watch out for, as we are now presented with the BackFire Sim Racing All-Star results presented by Auto Ventures and the ButtKicker on this one. Heat 1 results: Aaron Brown with the win. Second to Brock Whitehead. Third to Christopher Lawrence. Fourth to Brockton Packer. Fifth to Kyle Gardner. 6 to Patrick McQuaid. 7 to Jeffrey Vickery. 8 to Nicholas Shriver. And 9 to Alexander Kerfan and DJ Daniel. Top 10 here. As you see the rest of our field here, everyone getting ready to go into the right lineup here now. We're going to go in to a little warm-up session. So while we're at it, Sparky, what do you think? We talk some more of our drivers here tonight?
Sure, let's go ahead and get some of them on the horn and see what their thoughts are so far.
we might as well, shouldn't we?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring in the first of our legends here. Let's go ahead and bring him in. The number 5 here joins me in. That is Christopher Hubka. And Chris, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Just trying to hang on.
Whoops. I think we got it all good here now, guys. Alright, well, we'll give Hubka a little bit of time here to figure out stuff here. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to try and talk from the Blue Motorsports crew here. We'll see if my distant cousin apparently is in the crowd here tonight. Nick Shriver, you got a copy, buddy? Nick, you got a copy, bud? I don't know, Dustin, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, there, right. Yep, we got movement here.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Nick. Gus, my distant cousin, has now joined me in here tonight. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. It was a pretty good first race with a BackFire here. I've been spotting in and out for last season.
Now you're here tonight. You're here to run with these guys and on probably one of the best and toughest tracks to win on here in Nashville Superspeedway. What's going to be the game plan going into the A main?
I haven't gotten that far yet. Kind of thankful I've gotten up in the 8th place. That was just trying to figure out the tire where I practiced earlier with a messed up setup that wasn't even close to this. So I'm kind of thankful for what I have now.
Sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, Nick, we do appreciate nothing but the best of luck here, and we'll see what happens coming into the A main for you and your team.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blue Motorsports is number 41. That is Nick Shriver on the line. Go ahead and talk with one of our other guys here. I heard a little bit of love down there for some other folks. See if maybe we can bring in our winner here from heat number 1. That'd be Aaron Brown, the 95. All right, we got him down in the line now for JKR Motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Brown joins us. Aaron, you got a copy, bud?
Yes, I do.
All right, so hey, man, right now, winning heat number 1 by a bit of a landslide, if you will, but with the next one coming up, I presume pit strategy is going to be the big factor for you in this one, isn't it?
Yeah, that definitely it will. But I know I got some experience with that. Not really too big of a worry here. So we went here with the regular season early this season, so and I ended up winning. So my confidence level's high. But I know it's gonna be about saving tires and making sure I don't make any mistakes on pit road. So I'm definitely gonna take that as easy as I can if I can. But you know, yeah, we'll figure it out when we get there.
Well, best of luck down there to you and your crew there, bud. We'll see what happens for JKR Motorsports here tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
The 95, Aaron Brown, coming on board here with us. See if maybe Hubka is with us now, maybe?
I got you loud and clear.
All right, so Chris, right now, currently, looks like probably a bit of a mid-pack race there for you, but with a few extra laps in between for you guys, what's it going to take for the Rebel Racing crew to get into the front half of this one?
Not that same issue.
He's kind of coming in and out on us there, Chris. No offense.
Yeah, I've been having mic issues.
All right. We'll bring you back in a little later on when we get you in the top 3 here, okay?
All right. But
All right. Yeah, you can probably hear in the background, folks. Some of these drivers do have their mics hooked up to their race end of the spectrum, so they usually cannot talk when they're running like that. So be very well aware of that. All right, I think we're about to end up on our warm-up list here, my friend.
Yeah, it looks like time just expiring here on the warm-up. A couple guys got out there and put a couple laps on the board there just to get themselves ready to go. I did like how when we interviewed Mr. Brown there, how confident he was about his car tonight. So I tell you what, I think he's going to be the guy that they're going to be going after here in this race here tonight.
Well, one big reason they have a lot of confidence is because they're proud sponsors and help tonight in these season and races. So we want to thank, wish, and provide here a little sponsor talk here for Hubka Real Estate Group. Be sure to like them up on Facebook at Erica Hubka Realtor, by our good friends over at JR's Mobile Detailing, based in Marion, North Carolina. Simply the best. Find us on Facebook and schedule your detail today. by Auto Ventures LLC, based in Hudsonville, Michigan. Premier used car, truck, and SUV dealer with the cleanest selection and the lowest prices. Visit www.avcarsales.com to learn more. By the folks over at BlackGate Security Agency. Follow them on Facebook. By the ButtKicker. Best in performance on real tracks, the virtual world, the ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By JKR Motorsports. Like us on Facebook and Instagram. And with that said, I think, Sparky, I think we're ready to go here. Also presented in part by Gus Motorsports as well. Get you some motorsports as well as So unfortunately, we just now realized we do not have the overlay for that one. So our apologies in advance to Get You Some Motorsports, but we did tag them. So Sparky, go ahead and get the drivers' intros all done for their roads. I'm gonna get ready and get the music going here, my friend.
Okay, all right. Well, here we go. We're going to get you these rows set up here. In the first row here, we're going to have Aaron Brown in car number 95, and Brock Whitehead's going to start on his outside in car number 31. And row number...
Go
ahead.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right, row number 2, we're going to have Christopher Lawrence in car number 9 and Brockton Packard in car number 48. In the next row, we're going to have Kyle Gartner in the number 49 and Patrick McQuaid in car number 77. In row number 4, Jeffrey Vickery in car number 96 and Nick Schreiber in car number 41. Row number 5, Alexander Kerfon in car number 99 and DJ Daniel in car number 23. Row 6 is Chris Hubka in car number 5, Gene Cato in car number 2, the lone Toyota in the field. Row number 7, Mike Sobaneski in car number 34 and Noah Owens in car 88. And rounding out the field, shotgun on the field, number 39, Ron Gardner in car number 39.
Race fans, at last we have reached the pinnacle. We've reached the climax. The A main event is now here with us, and the driver is currently getting wrapped in, situated out. We are ready to field this one in and play this track out the way we know how. The music blares, the car is set, and right now they're getting into position here from the inverted spots here. And Dustin, I gotta say right now, this could be a big showmanship and a big area plan for many of these drivers, but which one will be able to get the advantage over the other really remains to be seen.
Absolutely. So it looks like definitely what we're seeing here. It looks like we're having somewhat of a kind of an inverted field. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, I believe that is what is going on right now. They're trying to get everybody inverted in the right positions. So hopefully everything gets kind of situated out here in about 1 or 2 laps here. Again, there's 100 laps on the race here, so don't worry, folks. You'll have plenty of night of racing here. If you didn't see the first heat, I think you're in for a show if they can get it going.
Definitely, that does make things very interesting, because now that's going to put the pole sitter more further back in the field. We'll have to see if Aaron Brown can get back to the front now, having to go through the field here.
Yeah, indeed here. And right now, Aaron Brown, obviously, we saw what he did there in the first heat. It'll be interesting to see if he can continue that hot streak in this A main. We've seen it before, though, with some drivers that they can be very fast from the front, but when it comes to being in the back, they may get caught up in the loose ends, kind of the bad end of the spectrum, and have a really hard time kind of keeping up with the distance, keeping up with the climate. But honestly, with this field, man, anybody can really make a move or make a show for themselves.
Yeah, and that's a good point you brought up. With being back in the middle of the field, your car will handle a little bit differently back there behind traffic. So is those fast guys that was up front earlier, are they going to be able to move through the pack and get themselves up through here with all that dirty air and everything?
We shall see soon enough here. Right now, everybody preparing to go into position, preparing to lock horns. Just see the lights on the pace car off on the car. That means one thing. Sip it down, tighten the belts, get the drivers ready to fly. Parade laps done and over with. It's time to see the BackFire Sim Cup Racing Series come out and put a show on for you fans at home and the fans in the stands. We're ready to go racing here. Pace car out of turn 4. It's time to bring them in and settle the score. All Stars main event here and now at Nashville Superspeedway.
Right, green flag out on the way, and Alexander Kerfan in that number 99 is going to get the jump off on the start, and as they head down into turn number 1, oh, a little contact there in the middle of the field, but everybody keeps it straight.
Everybody keeping it straight for the most part right now, but you got to wonder, will they get a little crazy here? Will they try to get a little bit more aggressive throughout the race? We go 3 wide, saluting in the back.
Yeah, it looked like that was the number 49 machine back there of Mr. Gardner.
Oh,
there they go.
There it is, turn 4, they're wrecking.
Oh, my goodness.
Quite a few involved in that one. Christopher Lawrence, Ron Gardner, Jeffrey Vickery, DJ Daniel, Aaron Brown, your heat winner getting in that one a little bit. Everybody getting a piece of it.
Yeah, it looked like everybody was trying to get what they wanted to get there, and boy, just wow. We'll just have to look at the replay here and see what happened.
Yeah, thankfully for the most part, we've updated the replay as well now. So for those at home that have never seen this replay, well, it looks a little more pretty, let's just say that. At least it has some kind of video clarity to it. But anyway, let's take a look at what happened here. It looks like a 3 wide, so you can see the top right of your corner screen there. The 2 just drifts up slightly, and again, that's the hard part of running this track, man. You've just got to watch that angle of the flat spot, because if it rises up on you, it sends you for quite the ride, and unfortunately, that's exactly what happened there. The 2 just kind of getting into it as we go on board here with Aaron Brown to get another look at this one.
Yeah, it looked like everybody was kind of spaced out there for a moment, and then as soon as they came into that corner, the track kind of tightened up, and everybody tried to get themselves filed back into line there, and just not enough room for everybody to fit in there, it looked like.
Nope, not enough room to fit in there, and definitely not a lot of room to get out of there. Let's just say that much. That was your PTM Instant Replay, brought to you by Auto Ventures, ButtKicker, JR's Mobile Detailing, BlackGate Security Agency, JKR Motorsports, and get you some motorsports as well.
We are getting our first caution early. We didn't have a single caution in the 30-lap heat race we just ran a while ago, and then we got our first one here within the first 3 laps, but that's okay. Still a long way to go. These guys can get themselves settled down. We should be able to get some green flag racing in.
Speaking of someone who knows a thing or two about green flag racing, and how about this youngster, Brock Whitehead, the 31, joins us back in. And Brock, been a while since I've seen you here, at least on something that's not the Fast and Fun series, but right now you switched your car out with the 82 and went for the 31. What's going on with this one, buddy?
Yeah, my team owner, well, I was driving the 83, but then he had me switch to the 31, so yeah, big difference in numbers compared to Fast and Fun.
Well, it certainly is indeed, but nevertheless, though, obviously your mindset hasn't seemingly changed. You still got that strong-hearted, just get out there and fight for all you got. Will you be able to do that here in the same main?
Yeah, seems like me and Aaron can save tires pretty good, and I think you've seen in the first heat, I got around those people pretty easy because they burned them up. So, yeah, I'm going to save tires and just wait for them to burn them up.
All right. Well, nevertheless, best of wishes and luck for you here tonight and your crew down there at Sizemore Motorsports.
Yep, thank you.
Brock Whitehead, ladies and gentlemen, talking with us here as we now bring it back onto the stage level.
And that was true as we're about ready to go back to green here. That was true what he said earlier. He did look like he saved his tires and he made some good moves. Ended up finishing second in that heat race. So definitely got a good mindset out there to see if he can get that 31 up toward the front.
It certainly is indeed. Right now joining back in the comment section for a little bit here, Savannah Shriver saying, "Oh gosh, way to go, Nick." Trey White is saying, "Heck yeah, Nick," and Nick the Slick baby. I'm not calling him that on broadcast. He's got a nickname coming. He's just my distant cousin. That's his nickname for the night. And Trey was trying to call up the good old 31. Don't worry, we got you there. Brock Whitehead coming on board at the comment section. Shouldn't he be on your race car, not in the talking on your phone, buddy? Good Lord, I swear, I gotta take his phone away like most kids do these days to make sure they learn. Here, way back to the action. We're going racing.
Yeah, back under green underway, and again, Alexander Kufan got another good jump on the start and gets out in front, coming off number 1 and number 2, heading down the backstretch.
Heading down the backstretch, and Selban Vansky, unfortunately, he had a lot of problems going through turn 1 and 2. He ended up slowing down, then back in the speed back in. He's lost a little bit of time here, as unfortunately, right now, he's got the tough competitors of 95, Aaron Brown, and in the 23, DJ Gaines, making moves on him left and right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he gets crushed in at 31. No. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. man.
And Savanowski not looking like the big Lebowski. He gets straight sent out into the upper room, into the wall protection he goes. And now we must bring back the PTM instant replay for just another minute. Just another look at what happened here. Unfortunately, it looks like maybe just kind of cut down the slightest bit. Yep, you can see right there, he just cut down a little on Aaron Brown. Brown had nowhere to go, and you know, we've seen it time and time again before where you don't even think about that. You don't even think about the driver in front or behind you. You literally only think about just making sure you follow the line and follow the rhythm, which as drivers, you know, that's what you're taught. But here's the problem. You still got to make sure you're maintaining a distance and maintaining a grip of what you're seeing in front versus what you're seeing in the back to avoid this kind of madness, this kind of issue. And unfortunately, it just bit another one right out of the gate.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was just the slightest of contact, too. It wasn't like, you know, it was just, you know, he got hammered or slammed into or anything like that. That was just barely any contact, and that car just took off like that did. But yeah, absolutely. You're always, you know, taught to, you know, kind of keep your eyes forward, keep your eyes on the road, basically, and not try to pay attention too much to what's going around you. But at times, you got to have that kind of that instinctive car awareness to know, okay, I feel like there's somebody underneath of me. I feel like there's somebody on my outside. I mean, you got your spotter there, but you also kind of, you know, got to get that mentality like maybe somebody's trying to make a move on me, maybe something like that. You got so many things going through your head there. And that car awareness is very important sometimes as well.
And speaking of making those moves and making up some time here, right now, 8 spots up. Our friend now joining us in, Alexander Kerfan. Alexander, you got the copy down there, buddy?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
All right, I hope we're saying your last name, brother, right?
Fan, actually.
Kerfan.
Yeah.
All right. Sparky, remember that? Or I swear I'm kicking out of the booth. You're going to go find me some Jack Daniel whiskey down there.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, Alexander Griffin, man, right now, pretty big a fan of yours, racing kind of right now in the moment with your strategy, seeming to get back up to the front, having to take on my what do they call me, a distant cousin back there? But nevertheless, man, what's going to take here tonight to even win in this AMA? Because it seems like the track's tearing some of you guys up here compared to what it was in the heats.
I feel like clean air is really important right now. During the heat race, back there in the pack, man, really tight all race. Now that I'm up here in the front, it's feeling nice and loose in the clean air. Really rather be loose than tight. It's feeling pretty good up here.
It is indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, we appreciate our time here tonight. We'll see if the 99 can pull off the W and get a win here at Nashville Superspeedway.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Kerfan here with JKR Motorsports right now as he gets ready to get back behind the wheel, strapped back in, and now, right now, Sparky, I think we're ready to field them back up into position for another long run green flag, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully if they could get that long green run. I think if they get this long green flag run going, I think some of the air disturbance that's going on with all these cars together will kind of get the field spread out a little bit, and they'll be able to get a lot more clean air, and we'll start seeing other guys' cars handle a little bit better to get up toward the front. But that seems to be the thing is the clean air, like he said, like Alexander said there, that the clean air seems to be the king here.
It really seems to be like the biggest trouble, the biggest issue that they keep fighting around and dealing with constantly over and over again. And I'm really not sure how well they can fight around it or get away from it. If it was you down there, what would you do to try to get out of that mess?
Oh boy, it just depends. If I'm the leader, I'm in the perfect spot. If I'm anywhere else, I would just try to, pace myself, just stay behind a couple of cars, let this thing string out a little bit, get a long green flag run, so then that way there's not much of that dirty air in there, and then see if we can try to get up to the front as the green flag does come back out. We're back underway.
And we are back underway indeed, as Alexander Kerfan will have the early advantage here with Brock Whitehead and Nick Schreiber following from behind, and look who's moving his way up to the front. He's feeling great because the Frosted Flakes, Kellogg's number 5 is up to charge. Hubka trying to make a move or two.
Yes, he is. He's moved up into 4th for now, but now here comes DJ Daniel underneath of him in that black and pink automobile, the number 23 you see right there, and he's going to take the 4th spot away from Tony the Tiger.
And right behind him here, unfortunately, looks like a little bit of a war going on between Brockton Packard and then the 77 Patrick McQuaid. McQuaid trying to be a little Lightning McQueen out here and literally just dog horn everybody in front of him and just pass them like they're standing still.
Absolutely, trying to make his way to the front. The restarts, I think that's why another thing these guys are getting so aggressive on the restarts, because they're trying to get as many spots as they can before the field gets strung out.
But how many times can you do that before really it becomes almost too bearing, almost too much to even try to handle? Because again, this is not a wide open kind of track. This is not by any means. You have a much tighter angles and turns. You have a much tighter area of play. This is really more designed, in my opinion, for the super late models than it really is for a cup car. But it's really good track for Xfinity and trucks, as we have noticed as well. But the Cup definitely can perform out here. And we're seeing here tonight, these guys are giving it everything they can to try to hold their line down and still fight it out with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think another key thing is too, mentioning about being aggressive restarts. You also, like Brock Whitehead said earlier about saving your tires. You don't want to get too aggressive where you heat them things up and burn them off so quickly that you end up falling way later in the long run if you do get that long run.
The question now is, will they be able to hold off with the long run? Will they be able to keep it going here as next driver? You see him loosey-goosey all over the place here. Turn 4 bites him out of that flat track area. That flat spot, my friends, I'm telling you, it will get you if you're not careful down there. We keep seeing it multiple times here.
Yeah, just caught the edge of that where he was. Oh, whoa, that was close. He about almost wasn't clear there on the 49 car there a little bit. I saw going down the front straightaway. Yeah, he was kind of doing a little bit of the hospital hop there for a moment.
I was gonna say, I'm not so sure Kyle Gardner's gonna be very appreciative of that at all there.
Uh-oh, got a car in the grass in the back there.
He's opened up his own lawn care service down there, but he manages to stay away from driving it into other folks there. He gets it back up. That's Gene Cato, the number 2. Going to Camry. At least he is okay. Actually, by the way, he's your only Camry driver of the night. We have some more Fords and Mustangs kind of popped in this show.
Yeah, pretty predominant Chevrolet field, looks like, according to what I see here. Many Chevys, a few Fords out there, and then just this poor lone Toyota out there. Hopefully he don't go back down there and clip any more grass clippings. Hopefully keep it on the track here.
The last thing you want to do right now is turn a Camry into a lawnmower. Believe me, I own a Camry and I know that all too well. It works great, but it's not good for lawnmowering.
Especially if you don't have treaded tires like these cars got.
Yes. Actually, for Ben right now, man, I'll tell you one thing. He's starting to pull a distant lead there on Aaron Brown and DJ Daniel. You heard earlier on what he had to do and what he was planning to do, and Brock Whitehead trying to keep his distance, trying to keep up with him, but it just is not working as well. There's really a 2-second gap in between, and now having to battle out with 2 drivers looking to make a move off down the back straightaway. Little 3-wide salute.
Oh, yes, 3-wide salute indeed. Here comes DJ down on the bottom, and he's going to make it work. Wow, at least he got around Whitehead at least. Wow, that was a bold pass.
That takes a lot more guts and it takes a lot more brains to do. I'll tell you that much, because really, there is so much science you can do in NASCAR and you can do in racing in general before you realize science only gets you so far. Sometimes you just got to send it and hope for the best.
Yeah, and you just got to hope that other guy on the outside is willing to give you a little bit of room and a little bit of a break too, or else things might not get too nice after.
Cliff Lavin and Corvette yeah in the chat here tonight. I believe he was talking about Gene Cato going into the grassy plain to open up his own lawn care service. I know COVID's struck a lot of us and hurt a lot of us in general, but I mean, I don't think it really hurt that much where you had to go and open up a lawn care service just to have something to use for the time being.
You got to make a living somehow, though.
I guess you do here. I guess I can't be too mean. For those that are out there that are lawnkeeping and lawn care service people, don't worry, we're not trying to make fun of anything there. More than less, we respect the heck out of you guys and all that, but we only make fun of it when you're driving an NASCAR car or any kind of race car out here, and really you should be keeping it on the asphalt, not the grass. They should have a sign out there that says, keep off the grass, only for the lawn care service experts, not you guys.
Of course, then what would happen is a car would go down in the grass and take out the keep off the grass sign. So I don't know if that would be very feasible either.
Let's just say we did and call it good.
Okay, fair enough.
All right now, girl, everyone's about to say, everyone's kind of stretched out a little bit more. Aaron Brown's trying to stretch it out a little bit here as Alexander McMahon continues to hold his line down, but I want to talk about this something real quick here, Sparky. We got pit stop times and how long everybody went in. if we're looking at our pit stops here, Kerfan has not gone in to pit road other than Aaron Brown and DJ Daniel. They both have gone in. Whitehead did not either, and you're starting to see a bit of a change in difference, a little bit of scenery here with this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when the other guys pitted, it was very early in the race, so it wasn't too much of a distance. But you know, 1 lap, 2 laps might mean something, you know, fuel wise or tire wise. So you know, we'll just have to see how this pans out.
We certainly will indeed here as we are now approaching into lap 23 of 100, and looks like that long green flag stint is finally coming to play, and drivers from front and back still battling out. I'll tell you one thing, folks, the battle for the race lead may not be exciting, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sometimes it doesn't even matter what happens up in the race lead, because if you're watching a race, you're not just watching the race lead. Yeah, it's exciting to see the drama pulled there, but I mean, if you ever watch a race, sometimes just guys in the back just put on a show for the heck of it, and you don't even realize it until you're going back and watching it.
Yeah, putting on a show. I'm looking at this number 49, this Mountain Dew machine of Kyle Gertner right now, and he has been making passes at will here. He's just going through this field. He's moving himself up into the 8th position right now, and he's just going by people here. He's just closing them down and putting them down right now.
He did start 2 positions up earlier on. He was in 5th, but he has to go back into 7th place, and I think a lot of that had to do with the earlier issues and wrecks that were happening in front of him. Obviously, what plays out on the track is kind of different than what plays out in a driver's mindset as you go to the onboard camera here with Gardner. And I'm going to show you this here. Just watch very carefully on how he steers into the turns and how he steers into the run. You may notice something here compared to what most folks usually try to do here on this track. Look carefully. Oh, I didn't mean to bump and run though. He just went right into Jeffrey Vickery, gave him a love tap and a half. That seems to be a common thread here in Nashville.
See, we brought that onboard on there. He wanted to be on TV a little bit, so he wanted to give him a little bump, give a little excitement going on.
Did these drivers have some Tennessee whiskey out there, or is literally Tennessee just like built for bump and runs? You got Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, that's a bump and run track. You got Bristol Motor Speedway, might I say more?
Absolutely. You don't need to say much more than that for Bristol, at least.
Ain't that the truth? Well, right now, currently a battle up for the top 5 here as 4th place of Christopher Lawrence and Brock White in the 31 look to have a little firemanship out of here. Trying to douse each other out, put a move or 2 off of them here. DJ Daniel and Aaron Brown right there with him, with Jeffrey Vickery also in the hunt here. A lot of drivers looking for position and trying to gain it as they go.
Yeah, it looks like we got kind of like a gaggle here, 3rd on back to about 7th there, just about a gaggle of about 5 cars here, all kind of tucked up together here.
Kind of begs the question though, really, how long and how more of a stint do you try to work around, and how much do you try to work off of from one driver to the other? Because again, if I'm the 96th of the Auto Ventures Jeffrey Vickery, my first thought is I'm looking more at my laps. I'm thinking, okay, we're reaching halfway point. That's about when I want to get into pit road. But do I want to keep fighting it out here with 31? Or do I want to try and maybe pull a Robbie Gordon and just boot him out of my way and get going? I'm getting tired of waiting on him.
I don't know this early in the race I'd be booting anybody out of the way. I might save that for later, but at least right now I would just try to just ride around here and just go at a good pace here. Just run your race and not try to push too hard where you burn up them tires and end up a lame duck at the end of the night.
And that's why you run a lot more asphalt than I do there, Dustin.
Learned a lot, especially being in this iRacing thing. It's quite a different animal being over here from the Heat series, so you really got to take care of your stuff a whole lot more.
Ain't that the truth? I'll say that much. For those at home that are still wondering, yes, PTM Racing TV did start back on the NASCAR Heat days. You actually can listen back on our podcast on all our stories that really got us even started and really began with this. And not gonna lie, I was doing a little bit of podcast work, so I don't know, maybe we can talk with the boss and try and get that figured out again. But for now, we'll leave that alone. As currently, my distant cousin down there, and unfortunately, not only did he swap his numbers around, but apparently he swapped my steering wheel out because he just set it straight to the right like a dirt track driver and ended up smacking the wall with it.
Man, just a tough break. Looks like he's just really having a struggle early on here, trying to get that car dialed in. As now we're going to start seeing these tires start showing up. We're 30 laps into this run now, and I think this is when the tires are going to start showing up.
This is just right about now, I wish I had a way to just show you guys how bad the tires are affecting and how much they have going on with them. Because this is literally the toughest issue, the toughest adversary. But again, with iRacing, this is not like any of the arcade sims or anything like that. This is legit. They're trying to, try to keep it as realistic as possible. And, sometimes being realistic as possible also means that you get spun as realistically as possible. Vickery ends up getting a little boot there from Brock Whitehead. And I think Brock might have been listening in what I said earlier about punting around here.
Yeah, it is football season, but it doesn't quite always work in these NASCAR races for sure.
That's definitely not for sure there. And then one thing you don't want to do is try to do a Randy Orton challenge on TikTok. So let's find out what the heck happened here.
Yeah, let's go to the beautiful beam footage, I suppose, at the PTM Instant Replay.
Yes, that beautiful beam footage is up and running. It looks like, well, yeah, I will say that is a bit of a bump and run, but yeah, if you look at it from this angle, Jeffrey had nowhere to go. He was kind of caught off with one on the right. He couldn't drive it up, obviously. And Brock, he wasn't going to wait around, so he was just like, okay, see ya.
That could have been a case there where Vickery was trying to slow up just a little bit for the 23, because the 23 there of DJ Daniel looked like he'd been struggling the last couple laps and was really slowing down. And it looked like he got up on him and tried to check up just a little bit to just give him a little bit of room on the bottom. And unfortunately, Whitehead was right there too. Gave him just a little bit of a shot to send him on around.
Sent him on around, had a little bit of fun with him, but let's take it back down, have a little more fun with our drivers here. Let's hear it from our number 34 and one of the Ford Mustangs out there. Mike, Mike, can you say your last name? We've been trying to figure it out all day, but can you say it for us so we know for sure?
Yeah, it's Sabanowski.
Sabanowski. Didn't you say that earlier, Dustin?
I do believe I did.
All right, at least he got it right. So, Sabanowski, hey, bud, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm hanging in here as best I can, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like it. In the first heat, it seemed like the car was handling a little bit more out here. Did the track surface get a little slicker for you, or is it just something else kind of holding you back in your mind?
Not quite hitting the apex like I want to. The car's pushing a little bit. So I just can't really figure out a line here to make some grounds.
That seems to be the common thread, unfortunately, for Nashville Superspeedway. That whole issue of just making sure you hit your mark time and time again. But nevertheless, here, Mike, it is great to have you on board here. We hope to see maybe you'll have a little shot to get some laps back and have a shot with the boys here.
I hope 10-4.
Mike Sabanowski there coming on board here tonight. Thank you for tuning in, my friend, as it looks like we're going to go back to the green flag in just a minute. We do have more drivers to bring in as we go along with it, so we'll just go ahead and bring in one more driver here in a minute if we have time. I flipped a coin and I was going to go between one of the gardeners, Ron or Kyle. I got Kyle, so we're going to go with Kyle here.
It was so distracting.
All right. Hey, Kyle, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. How about you?
Oh, we're doing pretty good down here right now, man. You've I would say you've made some friends out there and made quite a few close connections. You've been pretty much back and forth with some of these guys and moving your way up to the field. What's the thing with you right now in that Mountain Dew Orange Blast machine?
Just trying to stay out of the trouble right now. I mean, got wrapped up early in a few accidents, and then that last one I just dodged, but ended up taking a fast repair anyways because I just nicked the wall.
So how many fast repairs are you allowed to have here tonight? We weren't able to get that into our info booth here.
Tonight it's unlimited.
Unlimited, oh.
Yeah, so it should be a fun one. It's makes it more exciting to keep everybody involved, so.
That certainly does indeed here as we look to get ready to get back to the green flag here. Wish you nothing but the best of luck here, Kyle. We'll see what all plays out here.
All right, thanks.
For Rebel Racing, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Gardner on the line. Hey, Sparky.
Yes, sir.
Guess what?
What?
We're going back to racing here in a minute.
Right, yes. Awesome. Yes, I see the lights are off the pace car. We're about ready to go back green flag racing.
Yes,
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Yes, now you got it. Now you're getting into the hype of it. I like this. All right, all right.
I had a couple of wave around cars up there. Ron Gardner and I believe it was the 88 of Noah Owens both getting the wave around there. So they're going to get right back on the at least one of their laps back, or maybe back on the lead lap here, at least in Noah's case. And battle off pit road got interesting. Mr. Aaron Brown beat Alexander Kerfan off the pit road. So now we're going to see what this 95, what the 95 can do here, and see if that 99 can keep pace with him.
Well, and now they're going to bring everybody around out of turn 3 and 4. And like you just said a minute ago, how will they handle the nerve and how will they handle it? It's going to be a very incoming transmission, being that you got basically almost a halfway point reached and still a lot of drivers looking to get either back on the lead lap or maybe just show up a little bit or two. As we bring it back down to the green flag. Green is out. Charge them up. Let's go racing, boys.
Back on the way. Here we go. Down into turn number 1. And it looks like Brown got the bottom. And, ooh, we almost got on the apron there just a little bit, but he's all right. Keeps it straight. 99's going to get right in behind him. Christopher Lawrence and Mr. DJ Daniel battling for third.
Manages to hold his line up. Managing to keep himself in rhythm and in play. But the number 9, Christopher Lawrence, trying desperately to get right up there with DJ Daniel. DJ looking to hope for the best and hope for the sharp.
Yeah, that 23 car, I've been watching him. He seems like he's been good early on in the short run, but that car seems to fall off in the long run. So I don't know, maybe they'll have to make some adjustments down on pit road to see if they can get that car just keep hold of itself later on in the run so he doesn't fall off as much.
If you were trying to make adjustments down there, what would it be for you? Because to me, it seemed like it'd be more of a brake bias issue if I can get that in, or maybe I just gotta do a little bit of a lower end of a tire and just kind of get a little less pressure in there so I can hold off the lines in the next runs.
Definitely, since these guys are saying that they are getting tight, especially back in traffic, definitely do maybe a little lower brake bias adjustment to try to loosen the car up a little bit, maybe take a little air out of the right front a little bit to try to get more turn. Just depends on where you're tight at. But that seems like that's what they're struggling with right now. So
hold on. There goes my distant cousin. He went into the infield. He opens up his own lawn care service. Nick Schreiber, unfortunately, the 41 lost it out of turn 4. And once again, turn 4 bites another as we got a little bit of a battle here for the race lead. 4 cars battling for it all.
Oh my goodness, that escalated really quickly up here between these 4 3-wide salute coming off of turn number 4 here. They get it back side by side. Who is that on the bottom? That's Christopher Lawrence in the number 9. Here he's showing his strength.
He just literally took the race lead over there, Sparky. He's got the race lead now, taking over from the 95 Aaron Brown, and Brown not looking too happy about that. He wants some more of them, and Lawrence, he wants to try and show why he's Christopher Double L Lawrence out here.
Rebel Racing number 9. Now he's starting to show his strength down the inside of Brown, and then come up to turn 4, and Brown goes up the hill.
Oh! You can even see the 9 get a little bit loose. They got 3 wide saluting right in between one another.
Oh my goodness, great driving by everybody there. That could have been a big problem there, but everybody was able to get through. And DJ Daniel's going to take the lead on the outside of Lawrence as they come down the back straightaway.
Roxanne Packard is all over the place. He's getting loosey-goosey, trying to hold that line down while the 31 of Brock Whitehead looks to try and knock him off that lead. But Christopher L. Lawrence losing it to DJ Daniel. Daniel seems to have this one tightened up just enough, like he said, making the adjustments at the right time. Oh, but the same can't be said for Aaron Brown. He crashes it on the front straightaway, goes for a spin. Caution is out.
No. Ooh.
Everybody was able to avoid him, at least on the initial contact, but unfortunately, once again, we must cut it to our PTM Racing replay. At least the new overlay of that is looking pretty good and getting done just right for that most part.
Oh, certainly.
Here's another look at it from our angle here. Let's take a look at this one. Here's what happened. Came right down on the front straightaway. You can see Practon, man. He was all over the place. 95, Aaron thought he had an opening, and ironically enough, Brock Whitehead gets into another little spin around here. Again, not his fault. That's just racing. Or you just don't know what happens until literally it's all too little, too late.
Yeah, definitely. And that was a pretty wild 2-3 laps there where they got all 3 wide, and then, Brown had to get out of it there, and it kind of stacked the field up there just a little bit. And it was almost like these guys was racing the last 10 laps of the race instead of lap 43.
Boy, does it ever, and it sure seemed like it. Well, we talked with Kyle Gardner earlier, so let's go and bring in family member Ron Gardner. Ron, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
All right, well, my friend, obviously all-star race here tonight for BackFire Sim Racing and Nashville Superspeedway, and You know, me, I honestly got to believe for you right now, you're probably a little more focused on trying to get your lap back as you'll get it back here in the next run. But what's it going to take here to try to make it up to the front here, considering the Rebel Racing 39's been kind of either back in the low or up in the middle section here tonight?
Trying to get these tires to stay underneath me, but it's getting pretty slick. You only get a few laps on them, and they're pretty much gone.
Now, I kind of compared earlier this track to like kind of a way of Darlington when it comes to how slick and how treacherous it can be. Is that kind of a good statement, or what would you say this track relates to the most to any of the tracks that we run on the circuits?
I'd say you're pretty close to it right there.
Yeah, I was about to say the only difference is it's not an egg shape and it doesn't have that treacherous turn 3 and 4. So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I've been tagging that wall quite a bit. It kind of feels like it.
Yeah, it could very well be, but nevertheless, Ron, do appreciate your time here tonight. Best wishes and luck to you and the Rebel Racing crew.
Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the 39 having a little work here to do. There's one thing we know around here. They do not quit on anything.
Nope, never give up. Yep, it's still a long race to go, and you know any of these guys still got a shot at it as long as it don't get to the checkered flag yet. You still got a shot.
Now, remind me at home. I believe we haven't talked with Jeffrey Vickery yet, have we?
I do not believe we have.
All right, let's see what they do here on the front straightaway. They're about to go green. We'll save him for the next go around as long as he doesn't end up into the wall protection or anything like that.
Looks like the lights are still on the pace car, so I think we can go ahead and give him one in here.
All right, let's get him in here and have a little word with him. All right, hold on a minute so the producers can hurry up here. Oh, there we go. We got JKR Motorsports now. Jeffrey Vickery joining us in. Jeffrey, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Well, we're doing pretty good as well. Right now, JKR Motorsports looking pretty solid here tonight. You guys have been up at the front. You've been battling it out. And, I mean, had a little bit of a spin around, though, coming on that front straight with a little bit of trouble as well. What's been the thing you're trying to avoid right now?
I've been trying to save tires, so I'll let everyone go by me a little bit, and then I'll work my way back up. I started working my way back up before, and then I don't know what happened, but I fell back, got spun. So unfortunately that happened, but we'll see what we can do here.
How would you say with tires-wise, what would you say probably this one has for length-wise before it kind of dies off and you just don't have enough anymore?
Oh, geez, I don't know, like 10 laps maybe, 12.
Only about 10 or 12? Yikes.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to take it easy, though. Some of these guys are really sending it, but I don't know. I think I'm doing all right. Hopefully we get a long green run and I'll see what I can do.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Jeff, we appreciate your time here tonight. We'll see what happens for JKR Motorsports and see if maybe you can finish this one out.
Thanks, man.
JKR Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen, that is Jeffrey Vickery on the line as we're about ready to bring it back to the green flag.
That's an interesting point he brought up about, he said about between like 10 to 13 laps on the tires. Interesting strategy here under this caution. About the top 7 cars stayed out on them about 13, 14 lap tires. And everybody from 8th on back came down pit road and got fresh tires. So I'm willing to see what kind of that strategy pans out to see if those guys in the back can work their way up in the front with the fresher rubber.
If you were on a fresher rubber right now, what is the one thing you're trying to do more than anything other than just trying to save your tires up?
With the fresher rubber, perfect spot to try to get positions, but you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to end up wrecking somebody because you're a little bit quicker than they are on the fresher tires, and you don't want to burn your tires out. So you kind of want to try to get a couple spots and then get yourself settled in once you get into a nice rhythm.
For sure there, and right now it looks like we're going to do just that and then some here. Field getting ready to get back at it here as we're going to get everybody loaded up and ready to go at it once more.
And we got DJ Daniel in the lead with Christopher Lawrence on the outside, Kerfan in 3rd, Whitehead in 4th. Mr. Gartner is in 5th as we're about ready to get that green flag back out underway. Here we go. We're back underway, and DJ Daniel's going to lead them on down. DJ Daniel's going to take it down into turn number 1. Christopher Lawrence sitting back in the 2nd position at the moment. And now the field getting up through here right now.
Sorry about that, Sparky. I had a little bit of a trouble on my end. The producer said my mic completely died out, so they had to switch out my headset and battery here.
Oh, and producers, come on now, get with it over there. Anyway, while we're getting him back up on here, we're continuing to watch the show here at the moment. DJ Daniel holding serve with the lead. Fan now moved up into the second position here. Going to try to drive him down here a little bit.
Brett Backard right now and Aaron Brown having a little bit of a fight here coming out of turn 4 right now. This is your battle for 6th here. It looks like Brockton trying to hold off the run that the 95 progresses and pushes through with, but it just does not seem like he can get enough of it. Really, it's anybody's guess and anybody's show on who will be the one that outpaces and outwits the other. But as we mentioned here time and time again, you know, it all boils down to strategies, to runs, and really just the knowledge of the driver. You heard from Vickery earlier, he said really saving his tires seems to be the thing that's helping him out more than anything. But if you're a guy like Patrick McQuaid, who seems to be really just diving these things in and giving it all he can off the charges, you know, how long will that last them if they went into a very long, like 50-lap run? Because that's really where things kind of boil down to more or less trying to fight out for the rest of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's where, you know, like the experienced driver would know, you know, diving it in like that, sometimes you can burn off that right front tire a lot, and that will make the car tight later on in the run, and the tires will burn off. You'll notice that too, watching your tire temperatures as well. So I don't know if really diving it in there like that's going to work out for him or not, but to me, that would seem like that would burn stuff up a lot quicker that way.
Well, they seem to not mind or really care about that all too well, because right now the 5 of Chris Hubka is starting to move in as Vickery does slow up a little bit. McQuaid making the pass around as my distant cousin Nick Shriver comes right up into the field.
Yeah, hopefully the distant cousin's got his little gremlins figured out over there after he's been struggling with an ill-handling car so far, but hopefully he's got that thing fixed up now, and now he can make his way back up toward the front.
And yes, that forever will be his nickname, folks. If I ever see him on the groups and all that on the Facebook iRacing communities, I will be referring to him as now as my distant cousin. And again, no relation.
We're gonna make that official now. Okay.
It's official. We're making it official here and now. Thank you very much. Speaking of making it official, how about this? Alexander Crafan, man, I'm telling you about this. I'm talking about this kid right now. He has still been lights out, trying to keep it up there with DJ Daniel and Christopher Lawrence pretty much all day long. And right now, the biggest thing I'm seeing is that 9 and the 99 pretty much keeping it very close together, keeping a good shot at making a run or two off, but either one seems to have the advantage. And I think that's going to really showcase how tough this race is to get through. As we got problems down there, we're under caution and caution's out.
It looks like the 88 of Nick Owens is around. Looks like it was another car down on pit road there. That might be the 2 of Gene Cato in the Toyota there. I think he might have got down in that mess as well.
I think he did indeed here. Noah Owens seems to be a part of that one here, as well as the number 2. So we'll take a look at the PTM instant replay and pursue this even more here. Take a good look at what happened. Looks like the 2 might have drove up slightly, or the 88 came down on him. It's the 88 came down on him. Just the slightest bit. The 2 had a great job trying to block out and trying to get away from it, but man, talk about spinning the bottle out here. The 88 just went rocking and rolling in the corners, but it's good to see a driver just literally fire that thing back up and making sure that he is okay and make sure that nothing else has happened to him and his crew.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely a scary moment there for sure. And glad that all got all cleared out here. We're under caution yet again, and we are 55 laps, so we're past the halfway point at least in the race so far.
Well, not a lot of drivers left to talk with here, but we're going to go ahead and let them go into pit road real quick and get them all situated out. While they do that here, we're going to go ahead and cut to one quick commercial break here. Race fans, when we come back, we are past the halfway point. We're reaching the end of it all. Who will get the advantage and win this race out? You will find out when we come back here with PTM Racing TV and BackFire Sim Racing League. Well, tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by JR's Mobile Detailing. Be sure to find them at Marion, North Carolina. Simply the best. Find us on Facebook and schedule your detail today. By Hubka Real Estate. Like them on Facebook at Erica Hubka Realtor. by Ace Ventures LLC, or Auto Ventures LLC, based in Hudsonville, Michigan. Premier used car, truck, and SUV dealer with the cleanest selection and the lowest prices. Visit www.avcarsales.com to learn more. By our good friends over at BlackGate Security Agency, follow them on Facebook. By our good friends over by the ButtKicker, best in performance on feeling of rail tracks to the virtual world. ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. And by JKR Motorsports. Like us on Facebook and Instagram, as well as Get You Some Motorsports. We do not have our logo as we said here. We had it, and then the Glitch Graphic Gremlins came by and said, now you don't need this. You can run away from it now. So as our field gets ready to stretch it back out, I think everyone is back into position. So we'll go ahead and talk with one of our last drivers we have yet to hear from, the number 9, Christopher Double L Lawrence. Lawrence, been quite a time or two since we've heard from you, sir, but nevertheless, it seems as though you have not missed a beat when it comes to fighting it out with the best of them. I think we got a couple.
It's good to be back on Pedal to the Metal, man. It's been a while. I haven't got to talk to you, but like I said, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back indeed. Just kind of pop right in like you usually do in a race. So I got to ask you, what's been the deal with that here tonight, man? You've been seemingly right in the shot, right into the fight constantly, time and time here on this track. Is the track playing more into your driving style, or is it just kind of how it works for you here?
To be honest with you, we're feeling really comfortable at short tracks lately. Coming in, didn't get much practice, but the first couple laps were a little sketchy. Once we got the feel for the track, though, we've been feeling pretty good. So, yeah, we feel like we can start wherever and kind of get up front here pretty quick.
Absolutely there. Well, nevertheless, here tonight, the Rebel Racing crew has been lights out and fighting it out with the best of them. So we appreciate your time, and we'll see if maybe they can pull it into victory lane here in the All-Stars race.
Hey, hopefully I'll be talking to you here shortly.
Hopefully. We'll see you later, bud. Christopher Double L Lawrence, the number 9, having a little word with us as we're about ready to get the drivers back into position here. One thing I did not mention earlier is our friends there in Renee Michelle coming on board and root on for the number 49. And old Kyle Gardner. And Kyle, at the moment, is going to be in the top 5 zone. And I got to believe, honestly, that's probably going to be one of the better places to be in, if you ask me, because you're not up front. You don't have to worry about someone tagging the back. And you have a little bit of breathing room to know who's going to make a mistake and who's going to do what in the first couple rows. I think really that third row, at least for a track like this, is a great spot to be in.
I agree. Yeah, definitely a nice spot to be in for sure. Down on the bottom there, kind of third row back, you get a lot more time to react than you would if you were in the back or way up in the front. So yeah, that's a good point. And something interesting here as we're about ready to go back to green. Your distant cousin did not pit on this caution, so he's decided he's going to go out here and get some TV time coming down to the green flag.
Well, right now it's going to be a long run and a lot of hard charging here between these drivers and everybody in between. Who will be able to get the advantage and who will be able to get the best of the two? We're going to find out as they bring them right out of turn 4 this time by. And my distant cousin will be the front runner to set the tone in the field in with DJ Daniel on his outside looking for the green charge. There it is, and we're off and running again.
Off and running again here as we go down and try to get down into turn 1 here. I'm wondering how this 41's going to hold up. 3 wide salute right behind him. Around here to the middle and moves up in the 4th spot.
They do indeed here. The 41 and Nick Driver here right now trying to hold off that 23's run of DJ Daniel with the 99 of Jeffrey Vickery looking in between.
Side by side coming off the turn 4. Shriver still holding his own on them old tires. Maybe track position may work out for him here. He's still holding off DJ as they come to the start finish line.
I bet Alexander Kerfan when I was talking about the 99. Jeffrey Vickery rocks the 96 out there. My apologies there, Jeffrey and Alexander.
And just as you were saying that, Mr. DJ has put number 23 back down in front. And here comes Kerfan as well in the 99. And now with them old tires, I think he's going to get gobbled up here as Shriver.
I think he will indeed here, but nevertheless, Kerfan right now with the onboard camera, you can see how much he is drifting up to the right side and having so many problems down there. Man, it's hard to really find the momentum and the key factor that plays into this kind of racing unless you are the one that is able to hold in and hold lines down quicker than the others. So far, they've been pretty much hicking this one and keeping it under control for the most part all day long.
Yep, for the most part, these guys, yeah, they've done a pretty good job keeping it under control for the most part, especially even with the worn tires, for that matter. Most of the, a little blink in the back there a little bit. Driver got in the wall a little bit, kind of stacked the guys up behind him there a little bit.
I was going to say a lot of them just kind of backed off a little bit. I was trying to see what was going on here, and like you just said, yeah, that wall protection out of turn 4 once again bites another one. When we first watched these guys go at it, though, I thought, honestly, it was turn 2 that gave the most trouble to drivers than it was with turn 4. I thought turn 4 was really just kind of an area where if you were side by side, it would give you the most troubles. But no, it seems like even if you're on your own, turn 4 tonight's just giving everybody a bit of a headache.
Definitely it has. We've seen most of the incidents happen coming off of turn 4 here. So, yeah, definitely turn 4 has seemed to have been the trouble spot here tonight for these fellas.
Right now, the 34 here, that is Mr. Mike Savatsky trying desperately to get his lap back. He's 1 lap away from really back in this race, and back into the field is Ron Gardner. Well, he's already on the lead lap, and he just wants to get ahead of everybody else, not have to worry about what's going on as the field continues to stretch it on out.
And Chris Hubka there just had a moment there. He came off of turn 4, got the rear end a little bit wiggly, had to back out of it a little bit. And that allows the 88 of Noah Owens to try to catch up on him here.
Certainly indeed here right now. Kyle Gardner going right back up there at Brockton Packard, and it looks like he might have a shot at this one here.
Taking a look back here through here to see all the other drivers going on. There's Chris Hupka again. He's going under Shriver right now, and it looks like the 96 of Vickery also trying to make a pass as well underneath Noah Owens for the 12th spot. And it looks like our technological gremlins have got Mr. Chris Shriver having some issues here. That's okay. We're going to keep right with the action here as Hubka now is going to go under Whitehead here. Brock Whitehead looks like he got a little bit of that front end damage on that 31 when he got into the back end of Shriver there when Shriver had to check off the 4. So definitely that is affecting his car as he's starting to drop back a little bit. Look at some of the other action. Yeah, them old tires on Shriver, they're really starting to go away. He's now getting even further back field as even now Noah has gotten around him, and as well as Ron Gardner as well has gotten around him. So it was a nice short-term strategy, but on the long-term strategy here, it looks like those 12 extra laps on his tires are really starting to come to fruition. Taking a look back up here, Christopher Lawrence in the number 9, trying to make a move here underneath the 48. That's Brockton Packard here. That is for the, looks like that is going to be for the 5th position at this point. And Lawrence looks like he's going to take it here, and here comes the 77 into the picture as well. Patrick McQuaid in the 77 trying to make his way up to the front. And now DJ Daniels still holding serve in the lead. Aaron Brown in 2nd. Kerfan holding the 3rd position.
And indeed, right now, currently, Christopher Lawrence having a little more company with Brockton Packard back at him here. It seems like those two tonight seem like have been kind of my my duo of the night. They're the ones that tangle the most, as I like to refer to them, and that seems to be the case. As Mike Bucci comes in saying, "Let's go, Kyle Gardner." A little love down there for that 49, and he certainly is giving it right back to him with the runs he's been possessing all day long.
Yeah, he's showing why he's having a good run here tonight. He's keeping pace with the leaders. He's not really dropping that far off. I'm looking at lap times. He's running just about, or maybe even just a little bit quicker right now. He's in the 29.9s, and the other fellows up there are just in on the 30-second mark. So he's definitely keeping pace with those guys in front.
Having a look at this as well right now, Aaron Brown, the 95, is actually right there with DJ Daniels. You talk about the race leaders here. That's the Serenity Sun 95 looking to take down the 23 of DJ Daniel. DJ, I gotta believe, is just trying, and I mean trying, not to think about what could happen on the front straightaway, because now it is about to happen. Here he comes now, fighting it down into the corners. It's a hard charge here from the number 23 as the 95 gives him a bumper, gets it a little loose, trying to save it. Oh, yes, he saves it coming out of the turn 2, and that could have been disastrous. Woo, this track has just been giving some hard pay for these guys tonight.
Man, that gave me a heart attack watching that, but a heck of a job by DJ on holding on to that race car and still able to hang up there with the leaders too, as he's going to try to make it. He's going to push the 49 down the front straightaway here as they get around Kerfan. Wow.
Kyle Gardner literally has got a present and a half, and it's not even Christmas right now. You'd think this is a nightmare before Christmas, because here at the moment, looks like Santa just gave old Kyle just a little love on Halloween Day. Look at this, the Mountain Dew orange blast machine trying to blast his way into the race lead. He sends it straight through turn 3 and 4 and takes the lead away from Aaron Brown.
Slid in there. DJ got in the wall there a little bit off 4, but he's able to hold it straight. But wow, that was a nice move by Kyle there. Wow.
Good Lord, are you sure that's not Kyle? Are you sure that's Kyle Gardner, not Kyle Larson, dude? He literally just sent it in like a dirt tracker.
He sure did, man. That was the little bit of what we call a slide job there. Just kind of slid that rear bumper right across that front nose and took that lead.
He did indeed, and right now the 99 of Alexander Kerfan trying to hold his line in there with Mr. Christopher Double L Lawrence. As you see the field continuously stretching out, stretching thin. Taking to our blimp cam now, just give you guys a better idea just how close everybody is in position. This is only a 1 1/3 length track, and right now, I'd say next to Darlington, this is probably the best under a 1.5 mile track that we see that is not a half mile or a short track setup.
I'm so glad they came back to this track, at least on NASCAR standard. This is a pretty good facility actually, and I'm glad they came back here so we could see good racing like this.
Memory serves me, they're bringing it back with the schedule as well, aren't they?
I do believe they are.
Well, there you go. We got a bonus and a half there, my friends. We cannot wait to see it when it comes back to our television screens and then some.
Speaking of your television screens right now, Mr. Aaron Brown is not done with this lead. He's coming right back after Gartner here, and he's going to make the pass off the 4 up. Oh, no, not quite yet. It's going to stay on the outside there. 49. They come to the line. You let that left. That would be Mr. Kyle by just a smidgen.
Just a smidgen, and right now, currently Aaron Brown trying not to think too much about that anymore. It is literally a back and forth amount of warfare, but the more they do it, the more they're just given the chance. But the fellow right behind him, the number 9, is looking to grill, to wheel, to deal, and take this one into a spiel. He is looking to go after Kyle Gardner and Aaron Brown as the Rebel Racing crew needs to start fighting back there.
Yeah, and another fella has now entered the picture too. That black car in the 4th spot, that is Patrick McQuaid. He has made himself known now. He's getting up here and trying to get a fight for the lead.
He certainly is indeed here. And McQuaid, one thing about Patrick McQuaid, I was saying earlier on, I thought he was burning his tires up more than anything. He might actually be making a monkey out of me because he's really starting to come alive here there, Sparky.
Yeah, he has. He must have made some adjustments in the pits when he went down pit road and made that car very good in the long run, because he is making a heck of a charge here in that 77. So he's definitely figured something out, because now we got this battle for second going on between Mr. Lawrence and Mr. Gartner at the moment.
And there's a reason why I will never be a very good spotter for any kind of thing when it comes to talking about pit strategies and how a car handles out there, because I have not the foggiest idea how that works. So thankfully, broadcasting wise, seemingly you guys seem to enjoy that, which we do appreciate here on PTM Racing TV.
We try to explain pretty much what we can to, the normal fan out there, to try to make sure they know what's going on out here. So we try to do our best out here. I know there's a lot of other, tweaks and turns that you can put on these cars to make them faster and make them turn a lot better and whatnot. But, we just try to give everybody a nice mutual idea of what they're going through out there.
Yeah, there's a few tweaks and turns I can do with you here around, just to try to make it a little bit more fun to deal with, but instead I have to deal with your nonsense at times and hearing the word problems every 2.5 minutes sometimes, but that's okay.
Well, we've had some problems out here tonight. Haven't had to say too much about them, but yeah, we've had some problems out here. But right now we're having no problem at all. We got a nice little green flag run going on right now.
Yeah, come to think of it, I haven't really remembered the last time I heard you just go out and say point blank problems when a problem's actually happened. It seems like you've been a lot more under control about that.
Yeah, a little bit more control about that. There'll be the occasional time where that'll blur itself out. It just happens. It's just the nature of the beast.
That's all right. I always say working them on in, or as you may know as well. So I guess it just happens with us these days. Speaking of happening these days, Patrick McQuaid still trying to get something going there on Christopher Lawrence, and Gardner and them still working with each other, helping each other out. You can see Gardner, he's got a lot more momentum than Lawrence does in some of the corners, but one big thing is he's backing his corner up, he's backing the run up, so he can give Lawrence and himself a little bit of help to catch Aaron Brown. Remember, drafting is key sometimes on these bigger tracks because it helps you out, whereas short tracks, well, draft is kind of pointless. It's a matter of just making sure you keep a good grip of your tires and just get all you can for what it's worth. If someone's got a burn up set of tires on you, they're just asking for a little spin around, ain't they?
Absolutely, yep, absolutely. And right now, I mean, these guys are kind of now more spread out. We had that gaggle of like 6 or 7 cars all right there together. And then they got racing with each other, and it seems like all that side-by-side racing kind of wore some of these guys' tires out and their cars out a little bit. Now it's kind of gotten back to like a more spread out, more dignified manner out here.
You had to say that as we got problems down on the back straightaway. The 48, Brockton Packard into the grass, into the infield. He has got a problem. DJ Daniel crashing in as well. We got problems.
Yeah, definitely got problems. Oh my goodness. Poor DJ Daniel got hit about 3 or 4 times just sitting up on that outside wall. Man, we're going to have to go to the PTM instant replay and see what that disaster was all about.
Not sure exactly where it started from or what had transpired there, but it looked like maybe could have been from the 23 there, DJ Daniel, kind of tagging each other in a little bit. See right here. Oh, looks like you already got a glimpse of it. I'm watching it right now on the replay end. Yep, Jeffrey Vickery actually, he kind of barely caught the 48. It wasn't on purpose, trying to stay out of his way. And then DJ Daniel, whew, yikes. Talk about having a little bit of a pinball back at you, man. The wall literally was like, nope, go back.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. Yeah, it kind of did a little pinball effect there.
I mean, again, we're being real for 1 minute here. Yes, we know we're computer simulation, so obviously there are going to be some times it's kind of wacky, but we do try to make this sound legitimate as possible, because honestly, it is very legitimate. These guys are literally strutting their arms up, they're tearing their bodies up sometimes, just trying to keep cars online. Again, if you got a high force feedback wheel, generally like some folks do, then you're literally going to work out every time you're out on the track, and you're pushing your limits in pretty much what is very realistically a sim racing rig. So
like we're getting some pit stops currently under the caution flag here.
Speaking of sim rigs, right about now, I think some folks out there might want to take a look at some of those GTR rigs out there, because I'll tell you one thing, they've got a few good rigs in there that help out with your setup and getting better at racing.
Yeah, they really.
There is a reason why they're on the top of our banner these days here, guys, so just be very well aware of that. We'll have more information come Sunday night, and hopefully we'll get a little more action in between here. But nevertheless here, Sparky, we pretty much talked with everybody except for, I believe, just the 88 of Noah Owens. I don't know if he is wanting to talk with us or not, but we'll bring him in anyway.
Yeah, sure. We'll try to bring him in.
He's our last guy on the list we have yet to talk with here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the 88 of Noah Owens. And Noah's one of the only other guys out here running the Ford Mustangs, and kind of a throwback scheme on that one here tonight. What do you got going on with that car there? Yeah, I don't think he wants to be pulled in there, but I think he kind of jumped out at us.
It's all right.
It's all good in the hood. It's all good. It's all good. We'll just call that one good.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
All right.
Some of them guys are more focused on, trying to get the car in and out of the pits and trying to get themselves, hyped up and ready for this restart. But, I can understand that.
As they like to say, they'll talk with us at the very end when they're in the top 3 sometimes, so I don't blame them there.
Sometimes that's when the best talking happens is when you get to that top 3. That seems like the important thing. You want to get up on that podium and be able to get in here and talk about how good your day was.
Absolutely, and right now, there's a lot of drivers that would love to do that and then some, but before you can get to that point, you must first win out the race, you must win out the performance end of the spectrum. Still plenty of time and plenty of opportunities for these drivers to strike while they are on top, but if I was any of them right now, I'm thinking, Okay, no more holding back and no more trying to be nice anymore. Let's just send this to the wall and maybe for like 2 or 3 laps, maybe back off slightly and then get back to it.
Well, this is very pivotal because as we're probably going to get the one to go this time by, I imagine. We're going to be hitting lap 87. That's roughly about 13 laps left to go. Earlier, we talked to one of the drivers and said it's roughly about 10 to 13 laps on tires. I think at this point, you can just throw those tires out the window. I think it's time to put the hammer down, and you got what you got at this point.
Indeed, indeed. And right now, it's going to be interesting to see just who gets the advantage, who gets the better of the two.
And unfortunately for you Brock Whitehead fans out there, he unfortunately is out of the race. Looks like he had some problems later on in that run there, and looks like that car's been put behind the wall, and DJ Daniel was actually showing us 2 laps down after that accident, so tough break for him as we're about ready to get this all stacked up again. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be wild and crazy, or you think these guys are going to mind their manners?
You're talking to a guy that knows drivers all too well, and some of these guys I've known far too long. They will not give 2 inches if they have to literally charge for the race win, and it is the All-Star race, so I don't think they'll have any troubles on literally pushing a little bit more pedal to the metal down here on the track, but they don't want it to backfire on them. That's the main thing as they come off out of turn 4 this time by. It's time to set on the score and little this one down. Here we go.
Here we go, back under the green flag, and Aaron Brown's going to lead him down into turn 1. Christopher Lawrence in the 2nd position. Kyle Gartner is going to be in 3rd, and Patrick McQuaid in 4th.
Patrick McQuaid right now is literally looking hot on the outside line, looking like he might have a little bit of speed to build up. Aaron Brown, the 95, trying to be the last of the JKR boys to hold off the Rebel Racing crew. The Rebel Racers are generally the toughest to beat of any of the teams out here, and they are showing why.
It looks like Kyle Gartner got a little bit loose off turn 4 there. He's going to lose a couple positions there to the 77, and it looks like the 99 of Kerfan, so he's going to drop back a little bit. He's going to drop just in 5th position.
Gene Cato off the track here, unfortunately lost a lot of time there, so that will put him way out of the contention to even have a shot at this one here. Lap starting to wind down here. Christopher Lawrence and Aaron Brown, right now they are looking to be the ones to finish the charge and finish this race out. 11 laps remain coming up on the final 10, and when they see that final 10 come up, they know only one thing: give it everything you've got.
That is right. No holding back now. Tires, forget about it. You just got to put it to the floor, hope that car sticks, and make sure you're faster than the guy behind you.
Look at this right here in the turn, out of turn 3 and 4 of the 3rd and 4th place drivers, McQuaid and Kerfan. Right now they are literally in a draft line. The best we can see, you can see how lined up and almost narrowed out they are. They are trying to get a long distance shot, trying to pull up just a little bit closer to Lawrence and Brown and maybe have a fight with them, and then they'll fight it amongst themselves. That's the game plan anyway. How well it works, you never know.
Well, now that game plan's going to change here for just a second as the 99 of Kerfan is going to try to go underneath the 77 now for that 3rd spot.
Look like he had a bit of a run coming off out of turn 4 and now moves it into the inside zone. He has the run, he has the control as he brings it back in, straight shoots it down to the bottom once more. And look up front now, looks like Christopher Lawrence has a little thing or two here for Aaron Brown. Brown in a little bit of trouble here.
Yes, indeed. There he is. Lawrence is right on his back bumper as he enters turns number 3 and number 4 here. They're going to come off turn 4. Brown's still going to hold serve for the time being.
8 more times around, and we're going to complete this one out, Dustin.
Yes, sir. Where you're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We're below the 10-lap mark. You said 8 to go at this point. Mr. Brown still holding the lead, but Lawrence is all over him.
They are indeed, man. My friends, this is what you call an old-fashioned, all-out warfare. No giving back. Don't let anything get out of your sights. Just give it one little more push, just a little more shove, and race this to the very end of your core. Aaron Brown holds out Lawrence just a little longer as we now approach 7 to go.
7 to go. Lawrence right on his back bumper. Lap times that time, Lawrence was just a tick faster that time. Just by 1/10. He is right there on his bumper as they come off turn number 2.
This is getting more and more crazy by the hour and a little harder on the charge. It's hard to say who is going to be the one that can get the better of the two. McQuay trying to hold off Packard there. Packard looking to get to the inside again. Lawrence still trying to find some kind of shot to swing it into the inside zone of Brown. And I'm not lying here, folks. I'm getting kind of flashbacks and vibes back to what happened with Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano back at Kansas Speedway, where the dirty air pretty much cost Harvick any chance of passing Logano. Is the same possibility going to happen here? Because if it gets that close, I guarantee you he will have no troubles putting a bumper to him and putting a little bit of a run on him.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. If he can get close enough to that rear spoiler, or even get close enough to that bumper to give him a little bit of shot to knock him up the track, I wouldn't doubt that he would do it.
Kyle Gardner right now in the mix of things here. Patrick McQuaid and Packard are also right in this one here. But look at Gardner on the inside zone, straight to the bottom. The 77 and McQuaid trying to hold him up, but he gets a good run there with the Orange Blast Mountain Dew machine. He's got Packard now in sight as he is taking over the top 5.
Indeed, Packard now takes that spot away. Currently right now, that top 5 spot really under fire with those drivers back there.
Gardner kind of a bit of a madman out here. I saw him literally diving in a lot harder, a lot better than most did, and I'm thinking maybe he's going to have a shot at this here. I think he's trying to get one more run to possibly take over the race lead. I just don't see it being enough time, though. There's just not enough ground in here in an area to really work that way in.
I don't think so either. All that racing they did back there side by side slowed them up enough. I don't think they're going to be able to catch the top 3. And I say top 3 because you got Brown, you got Lawrence, and now Kerfan has now entered the picture as well in the 99.
They have indeed here right now. Looks like the 9 is starting to fade slightly. I think Aaron Brown might be delivering a little bit of that kill blow maneuver he's looking for. 2 laps to go. Green flag high in the air. Next time we go white.
Yeah, definitely looking at the lap times right now. Looks like Brown is starting to get it together here. He ran a 30 flat. Lawrence only ran a 30.2. Kerfan has actually hit a 30 flat as well, so there might be a big battle for second here before long.
Aaron Brown looking like he has got this one dialed up for one more good lap around to finish this race. And I think that dirty air and that tire burning is what killed off any run and any hopes that they had coming to the line. White flag is out.
Here we go back down to turn 1 for the final time. Boy, Brown kind of slowed up here a little bit.
Kerfan
and Lawrence gained a little bit.
Yeah, about to say Kerfan and Lawrence are both coming for him here. Lawrence trying to get one more run. He's got to deep send it in there, coming off the corners. Does he have enough? Brown has the chart. Too much of a distance, just needs the perfect turn 4, and indeed he will. Aaron Brown is going to win the Nashville All-Star Race Superspeedway tonight.
All right, Christopher Lawrence is going to bring it home in second. Alexander Kerfan, a good job in third. Brockton Packard in fourth. And Kyle Gardner brings home the Mountain Dew machine in the 5th spot.
And indeed, it was a strong performance and a career-making run there for Aaron Brown. What a run and what a day for him in that 95 crew. And you get a little bit of love there from DJ Daniels saying, hey, congratulations, but next time I'm getting you. Whoa!
Whoa!
Wants a little bit more than that, I guess, there. Oh, my. It's one thing you got to love about the end of the race. You can just have a little fun and just call it a day.
All right, now we're going to get the traditional burnouts here from Aaron Brown.
Without a front hood on there, but hey, still get him in.
He was so fast the hood flew off.
Yeah, you can blame old DJ for that one. All right, Sparky, I'll let you do the race results on this one for the feature.
All right, so we got our winner, Aaron Brown. He's going to be our winner here tonight in car number 95. Christopher Lawrence in second. Alexander Kerfan in third. Broxton Packard will come home in fourth. Kyle Gardner in fifth. The rest of the top 10 here, Patrick Quaid sixth. Nick Shriver in seventh. Noah Owens brings it home in eighth. Chris Hubka in ninth. Mike, some of it, I'll get it right here. Savinsky here in the 34. He ends up 10th tonight after being a lap down most of the race. What a good comeback for him. Ron Gardner in 11th, Jeffrey Vickery in 12th, DJ Daniel 13th, Gene Cato in 14th, and Brock Whitehead brings up the rear in 15th.
All right, now it is that time at last to talk with the top three here tonight. Let's start them off here with our third place finisher here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back into the show Alexander Kerfan. And Alex, oh my man, you and the JKR crew had a lot of work to do taking down the Rebel Racing boys, but you did it indeed, and what a top three for you guys here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, man. Felt pretty good to place top 3. I definitely didn't expect that out of my car today.
If you could have done anything a little bit differently to try to make up for the run to the lead, would you have tried it, or are you just kind of happy you won this one out?
I'm pretty happy where I finished. The dirty air was pretty brutal. Just plowing through corner entry, loose on corner exit. Yeah, that clean air was pretty nice when I was leading for a while. But yeah, Aaron had a great race, great run to the front. Congratulations to him.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Alex, you want still walking away with a good finish and a good showing here. So I got to ask, is there anybody you want to thank here for this finish here tonight?
Oh yeah, I want to thank all my teammates. They're great. Aaron Brown, Jeff, Brock Salvati couldn't make it. Jeremy Richmond couldn't make it. They're great. All of our sponsors. We got Serenity Sun Tanning, JR's Auto Detailing. The list goes on. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
Oh, no worries there, man. It's just good to see at least kind of coming out with the emotions, have that win in and get it right here. That just goes to show you, race fans, this does mean a lot to these guys out here. So, Alex, congratulations, bud, and we hope to see you very, very soon, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Great broadcast.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the 99, Alexander Kerfan. Now, taking down to our second place finisher here tonight, Christopher Double L Lawrence. And oh, you heard him earlier on. He said he wanted to talk with us a little later. He got his wish. He gets to talk with us now here. Christopher, congratulations on second place finish. You get your wish, bud. You get to talk with us a little more. Hey, he's still muted, by the way, folks. He'll get it figured out in a second. Christopher, you got a copy, buddy? Sparky, what'd you do with those glitch graphic gremlins down there? Did you seriously mess with them that much?
I have nothing to do with this.
He says that now, folks. He says that now.
I was just about to say he was just so happy that he got back to the booth that he's speechless, but I don't know how anybody would take that joke out like that.
Thought we heard him for a minute there. Let's hold on a minute. Let's see if we can get him up in here. Lawrence, you got a copy now, bud?
Yes, sir.
There he is. All right. So, Chris, yeah, like I said, you wanted to talk us more, and you end up getting that wish and getting that chance. But boy, what a wrong run you had there, coming away, getting into second place, and fighting it out with the team, and really having to take down the JKR Motorsports boys. But the Rebel Racing crew, I think, really showed their strength and their might tonight, to say the least, here at Nashville Superspeedway.
Yeah, we felt it was a pretty good team effort today. We all ran pretty strong, felt confident, halfway through the race. We all felt that we had a good shot to win. Today, I think Rebel Racing, showed what we are made of, and hopefully, we can put out a good show and it continues on through the playoffs.
Well, right now you're coming ever so closer to the playoffs. It certainly looks like that will be the case, but nevertheless, you are still walking away with a second place finish and a good showing here tonight in the All-Star race. So who do you want to thank you for that one, sir?
Yeah, thank you guys for helping us out with the broadcast tonight. We appreciate it. Good to have you guys back. Got to thank the guys at Rebel Racing, DJ Daniel, Kyle Gertner, Chris Hubka, Ron Gertner, special guest Brockton Packard. He helped us out tonight as well. Thank you guys. Thanks all the drivers that showed up tonight. Appreciate everything.
Absolutely, Christopher. Appreciate your time here tonight, man. What a finish and what a race here for you guys and the crew down at Rebel Racing.
Yes, sir. You have a good night.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher here tonight, Christopher Double L Lawrence, as we are now joined at last with our final racer of the night, the winner of the All-Star race here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the booth Aaron Brown, the 95. And Aaron, Well, ain't this a treat, my friend? You walk away with the heat win, then you come into the A main and just flat out hold out some of the top tier best drivers. What a win!
Yeah, it was definitely a work as got wrecked multiple times in that feature there, but because got wrecked on really early on, I took my first tire set because I knew my tires were absolutely killed after that spin there. So thought maybe this might not be a good feature, but was able to work my way back up like at least 4 maybe. But yeah, it was really fun racing. It was really fun racing with everyone out here. So yeah.
Gavin, trouble's finding the words to say, man.
I think my teammates, Alexander Kerfan, Jeffrey Vickery, Brock was there at the end, congratulating after the race. So yeah, I gotta thank all of them for watching, and gotta thank you guys for broadcasting, and gotta thank admins for putting on the show, and having fun tonight. Have a nice chill night racing.
For sure there, Aaron Brown, man, you have definitely performed and outranked with this field here tonight. Congratulations on this race win, and we sure hope to see you back soon here on PTM Racing TV, buddy.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 995, your race winner here tonight in the All-Stars race for BackFire Sim Racing. This is Aaron Brown. Sparky, this one's undone and over with, but we cannot help but leave without saying goodbye and thank you to our friends at JR's Mobile Detailing, Hubka Real Estate Agency and Group, Auto Ventures LLC, BlackGate Security Agency, the ButtKicker Company, JKR Motorsports, and get you some motorsports as well. And what a day it has been, and what a long night, but man, what a fun one as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely was a fun one here. And I had a little bit of everything. Had a couple cautions in there, a couple wrecks that happened, but then also we had a little bit of green flag racing here toward the end. And good job by Aaron Brown on his win tonight, and good job by everybody out there, all them drivers out there. They put on a heck of a show.
Absolutely indeed, but nevertheless here, this one's all wrapped up and done, so we're going to sign out for tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the show. Like and follow us up here on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't already to help keep this race roster going, and we will continue to add on more things and do crazier stuff as we progress. For now, though, we leave you with this. Be safe. God bless. Take care. We love you. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for the support. We will see you again very, very soon.